Well, yeah, I mean, he's a member of the Martian Manhunter, being the member of one of the members of the Justice League. Involvement as far as with, I mean, he's just one of the guys. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, his role in this film is, of course, I mean, when you see the film, and you'll understand when I say he's one of the guys. I mean, he's one of the leaders, as far as, I guess, upholding the moral compass of the group. Yeah, I mean, but as far as his skill set, I mean, when they lose someone like Superman, he is someone that actually, as strong as Superman, the ability to fly, the telekinesis, the telepathy, all of that, I mean, there's so many, his skill set is just ridiculous, so, I mean, his role in this is just, I mean, he's there to fill a void,
You said when you guys see the movie, did you have the chance to see it?
I saw.
So,
yes,
why do you think it's
yes.
a good follow-up
But it's hard
to the Death of Superman?
See, that's the thing. See, you know what I did? I went back and watched Death of Superman again, and then immediately went right into watching Reign of the Superman, and I think it will. Look, you're not gonna outdo the duel. That duel between Superman and Doomsday was crazy, right? So I mean, it's not going to go that far, as far as that's concerned. But the fact that now that there's 4 Supermen, and how they battle it out, and I'm trying to make sure I don't give away anything. I feel like in a very different way. No, in a very different way. In a very different. I know some things. In a very different way. It's just as interesting, and also the relationship with Lois Lane, as far as Lois Lane and first finding out this for the first time that Clark is Superman, and then having to deal with the loss of 2 people now, who are now the same person in her mind, and just and then the relationship between her and Wonder Woman, I mean, there's some things, like some things, I don't want to give away things, but some things I think you'll love. Yeah.
How did you find the character for Martian Manhunter as an actor?
For me as an actor, see, I grew up watching Justice League Unlimited, and then of course Young Justice later on, and I was a huge fan of Martian Manhunter. I really love Miss Martian in Young Justice, so then I was always loving the relationship between her and Martian Manhunter. And so Carl Lumbly was like a huge influence on me, and then, it's the voice I hear. And so there's that, and then of course his story as far as his connection to home, to Mars, and being able to, he's harboring the souls of 1 million green Martians who have, who are no more, and he's the sole representative, and and so you couple those 2 things together, it's finding sort of that depth and gravitas. Because there's one thing to do Carl Lumbly, but then there's another thing to find the depth and of truth of what that is, and how you connect to it is through, well, what's his story, and that's how I connected to it.
Quick follow-up question. Since
Go for it.
You grew up watching DC animated shows.
Yes, I did. Oh my God, yeah.
How did it feel watching Reign of Superman, and why do you think DC fans, it's like a must-watch?
That's a great question. I think it's a must-watch because it's a great story. It's a really good story. For me, it's all about story. If the story is good and makes sense, sometimes it doesn't, then I think it's something worth watching. The animation, of course, with what Phil Barras has been able to do, it actually looks, the animation in this is actually really great. And I was watching it last night, and I was just like, man, this animation actually looks really cool. But it's been consistent, of course, through Flashpoint, through I'm trying to think of, Assault on Arkham. I'm trying to think of all the ones. There's so many. But how it's evolved over the years, The animation, yes, that'll evolve, but for me, I think the thing that's most important is the story. Is the story relevant and at the same time interesting? And I think this one is.
You mentioned before that growing up you watched Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you if you would like to see a live action version of that in the cinematic universe that they're building.
Well, I mean, who would I? If I said no, I mean, yeah, hell yeah.
Have you
I'd
seen
love to.
what they've done already? Like,
as far as
films that they've made in the universe they're making.
You mean like have I seen what they've done so far, or what they? Well, I mean, I see everything. Yeah, I see everything. You know, as far as I mean, you're talking about DC now, right? So I mean,
yes,
as far as I mean, I've seen everything. I've seen it. I mean, like as far as the live action, I watch all of the CW shows. I watch as far as the films. I mean, I see everything. So even from the Return of Superman all the way, to I'm going. I mean, going like you know what I mean? Like I've seen everything. Yeah. Now, what they're gonna do? What are they gonna do as far as a Martian Manhunter? I would love to see him be a part of that Justice League. You know, I was hoping that they would do more with Cyborg. You know, as far as like, and I would love to see that. I thought it was very interesting. You know, just seeing his origin, and I kind of want to see like more. You know, it's like I want to see a Cyborg movie. I want to see a Martian Manhunter movie. I want to see. Actually, we'd love to have seen those first. You know, before they all got together. You know, they all got together, so that's cool. But now I'd like to see them in their own thing. You know, yeah. But Martian Manhunter, man, because his skill set is on point.
How many Oreos did you eat to prepare for the role?
I ate none. I haven't had an Oreo in years.
So sad.
But I had to go through my sense memory.
Superman and Martian Manhunter share a commonality. They're the last survivors of planets that planets that no longer infect. And now Superman's gone. Do we get to see how that affects Martian Manhunter? As that makes him just a little bit more alone, as opposed to having someone who understands his story.
I think that's a part of his narrative. Now, unfortunately, with the Supermen, showing up on the scene, because this now takes place. There's like 6 months later. There's no time to grieve about that. It's more now about who are these guys and like how do we deal with them. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a shared thing there when it comes to our stories and the fact that now he's gone. And as a friend, he's a friend. When I think back to the animated stuff, he's the one that welcomed me with open arms, and where Batman didn't, he wasn't. Well, he's not receptive to anybody, but Superman was the guy who brought me in and made me feel feel at home. So yeah.
I wasn't sure if you answered this already, but you said your character does step into a leadership kind of role for the Justice League after Superman is gone. How do you, so coming from the death of Superman, how do you change to play that, or is there no change, it's just another day for you?
I think there's no change, only because it's not there, and it's not there in the script. But as far as that, there's a change as far as stepping up. Yes, in the voice. Yes, there's a stepping up. There's a more authoritative feel for him. But there's so many. You got Batman as the leader. You got but I think that's the voice of reason. That's consistent. Oh, we got one more question. I think that was the last question. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.